What's going on, everybody? It's Jeff here. Welcome back to the channel. So much to talk about today. Monster day. We had AMC closing above that elusive 48.50. I want to take a look at the charts to show you the importance of it. And I also am going to give you another comparison and relate it to another stock, show you the visuals, relate it to the volume and everything that you need to know on why this is still a very bullish setup for us. So let's get right into it. First off, I tweeted this out earlier saying GME earnings call not holding AMC down. AMC did get a little bit of the brunt. You know, some of these stocks that are classified together will begin to play and trend a little bit with each other. So GME had, I wouldn't say a poor earnings call, but they didn't say much on the earnings call, which is not really a good sign for some analysts. I thought that 48 for like the 61st try this month finally broke through it. I will say this, if you take a look at the calls we had today, there wasn't a bad call. Every single one that I put out this morning made money on. Anything you chose, you waited for the signals, you waited for that confirmation, you made your ads, you didn't get greedy, you got out and you could have made your money on it. Two of them that were really noticeable was Moderna and GameStop. And GameStop, I'm going to say this, a rip above 185 for a smooth move to the upside. It was going to happen all day long. It just needed to hold above that 177 mark. The reason why I called that 177, actually it was about 177.50. I even have the alerts on this right here, was because that's where it dropped to its low in pre-market. Let me zoom in just to show you this right here. That's where it dropped its after hours last night and into pre-market. So I said, listen, if they can hold above this, the short sellers are going to get out of it and they're going to be able to move to the upside. Now, I don't mean these massive, the big guys. I mean the little guys that are, have their little 1,000, 1,500, shares that they're shorting overnight into the earnings, banking on a poor earnings because they believe GME to be way overvalued, that they're going to try to get it to go down even further, make even more money. And if it doesn't happen, they're going to get out. Once we got above 185, smooth move to the upside. This was an all-day rise, 17 total. I think we got almost 17 total points. We had some people in the group that pretty much rode this the entire way, absolutely made a killing. The other one was Moderna. Moderna absolutely crushed it out of the gate. I think it was 428. I said it ran all the way up. Now I'm going to come back to this chart in a minute because there's something that happened intraday here that I really want to give you a good correlation, but let me jump over to AMC. So this is exactly what happened today. They chose to just beat on us. Now yesterday after I made my video and it got that pop up to the $49 level, I believe there was some news talking about a potential partnership with GME, but there's nothing set in stone yet. That is not very, it's not a dominant news. That's why it popped. It, popped a little bit, but it didn't really hold because there's nothing set in stone for happening. But like I said, it is a great outlook for the future, especially with these two companies trying to do some sort of collaboration. It got hit a little bit today because of GameStop. They still run, not identical, but they still run in that same category. The algorithms will pick them up the same way. And we took a little bit of a beating, hitting down to that 45.36 and had that same move all the way up. And if you see here what happened towards the, the end of the day, that 48.50 just kept on pouncing up against it. And I'm going to tell you why it's important, and whether you all you care about is AMC, that's fine. But if you're looking to understand this in a larger picture to really accelerate your investing career, you can see that there's a lot of resistance going all the way back until early June when we had it right here. Look at this, 1, 2, 3 daily candles. We never touched it again until just recently. Had that wick, had another one. It made a nice curl down, came up, tested again, didn't happen, made a smaller curl. Okay, remember that. A larger curl, a smaller curl, came back up, tested it again, didn't even really come down before eventually it can go through. This is also known as you can see right here, this channel is getting tighter and tighter. That band is getting tighter and tighter. And when that happens, let me show you exactly what happened on Moderna today. And I'm going to jump over to the daily chart. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this, the longer the time frame, the stronger the trend. So that means a 2-hour time frame is stronger than a 1 hour, and so forth. A 1 day is stronger than a 4 hour, and it breaks all the way down. But let me just show you what happened to Moderna today. You can see that elusive psychological 450 mark. Look at that, touching down, comes back up, a big drop down after the second retest, come back up, a little one. This sell-off kind of happened as SPY began to retrace. It immediately started to bounce back and came back up. And once it started to retest it, as you can see, it's starting to make lower lows, and that channel just got tighter and tighter and tighter until all of a sudden, when it gets to that point where it's explosive, it just can't go any further, boom, right to the upside. And that's what happens. It's explosive and it's big. Now, I know you might be thinking to yourself, okay, this is only what, four points, which is 1% for Moderna. But think about this too, like I just said, this is only on the 1 minute chart. When you jump back over to AMC on the daily chart and you zoom in and you look at this, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 before we kind of got that breakthrough. That's what it's waiting on, that explosion. I would have liked to see this happen earlier today if we didn't get a pull down to really get that solid move up to that $50, $51 level, to then the volume starts coming in. Now, remember how I said volume? Right now, we are moving to the upside on 84 million shares. Do you remember what happened back in June? I think on June 2nd, it was 1.2 million. I'm pretty sure. I think it was 1.2. Oh my gosh. Sorry, 1.2 billion. I meant, no, it was 776 million. Okay. So when you think about where we're sitting at, it's almost what, let's say 12% from that kind of volume. Once we can get that confirmation, that's when the big guys are going to be able to jump into it, because they're not just going to jump into it right now until they find that confirmation, just like they did back in early June. And if you remember from all the 13F filings that I went over on Fintel, their average share price for Q2 was all around that $33 range. And that's exactly where you saw it. Saw to the upside on that Friday, got that failure. Same thing on that Tuesday, $33, right around that range. Boom, massive volume, massive move to the upside. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. Now, it might not be as explosive, all right, because this is a little bit different of a pattern happening, but that breakthrough of that 48.50 level is going to be explosive. So that's why we always look at the technicals, because like I said, it's not just us as retail investors holding. It's the fact of who else is going to add to this. When's that volume going to rise? We need that volume to rise. So who else is going to bring large positions into this play? And that's exactly what they're waiting for. 100% confirmation. So super excited. It's already been an awesome week, especially for a short week. Absolutely. For everybody that is in the group that is absolutely crushing it, I feel like everybody is starting to understand things a little bit better, waiting for the moves to happen. If you're still getting in a little bit early, just be a little patient. You don't have to get to the bottom of the curl and ride all the way to the top, because it might sell off. Wait for that breakthrough. Wait for that confirmation. I said this earlier. My percentage gains are not nearly as high as they used to be. I used to always have, whatever it was, double digit, and so forth. Now it's a little bit smaller, especially because I'm playing on a smaller time frame because the market that we're in. However, my losses are far less. I won't try to get, a stock right as it's curling. I'm going to wait until it goes. It's going to show me that this is a confirmed uptrend and that it's not just a little quick little short covering, all right, or it's just a SPY turning or whatever. I'm going to wait for that confirmed uptrend before I add to my position. So if you're interested in joining the group, first link in the description. We'd love to have you. I'll see you in the next one.